Vince McMahon's reaction to Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch's confrontation has been revealed, plus a title match has been confirmed for AEW Full Gear, and a WWE legend is returning this week, quite possibly. We'll talk about it in the wrestling news right now. Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch gave quite a scare with an aggressive pinch. So this was SmackDown on Friday, and it got quite heated. It was one where you watch it, and then you learn what went on after. And you're like, oh, that's a bit... it's a bit scary. So Charlotte and Becky were meant to do the exchanging of the championships, and there was concern from Charlotte beforehand. We talked about this in the news over the weekend about how there was some concern that she'd look weak, and this led to Charlotte throwing the belt away when Becky went to grab it. Becky got upset about this. She threw her belt at Charlotte, stormed out. They had a bit of a Barney backstage.
Yeah. So the belief is now that the plan was to get both belts to Becky, not just because the fans were chanting Becky 2 belts and all that, but they wanted the shot with Becky and the belts, but Charlotte didn't fancy doing that. All kicked off backstage anyway, and apparently, according to Brian Alvarez, Charlotte escorted from the building.
Yes, I heard that.
It's proper wrestling. It's back. It's Sean and Brett. This is what we've been waiting for.
It's our modern day Sean and Brett.
I love this. Love a bit of drama.
Charlotte Flair go, they want me to drop the belt in America. Anywhere but America. TalkSport noted that Vince McMahon, according to their sources, was unhappy, obviously, because Ric Flair, not so much about the incident, but because Flair left the gorilla position where it all took place without talking to him personally. So Vince McMahon was a sort of voyeur as Becky and Charlotte were getting into it, and then Charlotte just stormed out. And you know, it's almost like, you know, with Vince McMahon, he's very precious about, like, come talk to me about these, like, get me involved in this, like, I'm here. And he feels a little bit slighted by the fact that he just had to watch them two having a...
He wants to be there for the drama.
He's there for the...
Right there, front row seat.
He's there for the drama.
I can understand why he was annoyed. The fact that Charlotte's gone, whether it was of her own accord or not, out of the building without chatting to the boss when there's a big scuffle between two of the top stars. You can understand why he's a bit peeved.
Obviously, Andrade put out FWWE on Twitter, which I'm sure was really a really healthy thing to do that didn't stoke any flames whatsoever.
There are all these reports circulating that Charlotte Flair has been very, very difficult to work with for quite a while, and I read one that said, like, people don't even recognise Charlotte Flair anymore. She's changed so much. People that used to be friends with her don't recognise her anymore. And you've got to wonder, is she trying to get out of her contract early?
Well, this is it. It's either a case of it's somebody believing their own press releases or somebody trying to get away from WWE to be with their significant other. A source close to the Wrestling Observer has said it's a tricky situation. Does WWE just hand her over to AEW? Also, this report with the Observer notes that if Charlotte Flair gets disciplined for this conduct, then they'll have to do the same to lots of other people, which suggests that it might be a little bit rife at the moment with certain characters.
Yeah, for sure.
Potentially. They have their hands full with this situation, says this source for the Observer as well. And
it's really a weird one with Charlotte, because I truly think she's one of, if not the best wrestlers in the world in the ring. I think she's absolutely unbelievable. But she'll never be my favourite.
And I think this is the crux with Charlotte Flair, is that for so many, she is, like, technically sound, but not the most likeable.
No, that's it.
And you know, as a heel, brilliant. That's exactly what you want as a heel. But you also want to work with them. You also want to. But anyway, we'll see. We'll keep an eye on this one. I think it's going to get quite spicy as the week goes on. More details at cultaholic.com. Meanwhile, over in AEW, obviously we have the big AEW title match already confirmed for Full Gear. We got Adam Page and Kenny Omega, but we can add another title match to that now. It's Dr. Britt Baker defending against Ty Conti. I'm up for this. This is Ty Conti's biggest match of her career, I would say.
She doesn't stand a chance, but good on her.
She's in the mix. That's what we like to see. I think I don't remember seeing Tony Khan scribbling that on his piece of paper.
No, right? I don't know. I think that'll be a really good match, and it'll be a chance to really prove herself. But she's not leaving the title, is she?
An AEW debut for a former WWE star.
Nice.
Dark last night.
It's got lots of abs.
It's got all the abs.
It's little Tony Nese.
It's literally little Tony Nese. Come on
Not that
down.
way. He's he debuted last night's dark taping in Orlando, Florida, and good for bloody him. He's one of the ones that definitely should have been picked up after getting released from WWE. It was baffling that they released him anyway, because the guy is not only brilliant in the ring, but he's actually got heaps of charisma. You see him come out, and he's got good crack.
Yes, he really
He's
has.
funny. I like him.
I
It's
think
good on him.
See what he does with that, and obviously you'll see him on Dark, which they taped now out of the Impact Zone. Still the Impact Zone to me, darn it. Still very much is. Some rough news to share with you this morning from two people in the industry that we've got a lot of time for. Jim Ross tweeting out that he's been diagnosed with skin cancer. He says skin cancer confirmed, waiting on radiologist study to determine the best treatment, likely radiation, feeling great and ready to attack. He was at Dynamite on Saturday, and he was having tacos a few hours afterwards, so he's in good form.
That's the best treatment for him.
It is, isn't it? It is, isn't it? He even said
I hope he's all right. I really hope he's all right.
We're sending lots of love to Jim Ross. Jimmy Rave as well. Some really rough news for this. This just breaks my heart. So he put a picture on Twitter where he said it's time to come clean. We had him on Desert Island Graps a few months back, and he'd had his arm amputated due to an infection. And he says this past June I began having trouble walking and went to my surgeon. He determined I had MRSA in both legs and they needed to be amputated immediately. So Jimmy Rave has had an awful time of it, and we send nothing but love. And if you want to show your support for Jimmy Rave, obviously with this comes a lot of medical bills, and this is a massive lifestyle change. So at the Jimmy Rave on Twitter, if you'd like to support Jimmy Rave in any way you can.
Just can't imagine, can you?
No. Absolutely not.
Send it our love, mate.
Nothing but love. Over in the National Wrestling Alliance, they had NWA by any means necessary last night, and just as Trevor Murdoch is celebrating with the NWA World's Heavyweight Champion, fan seemingly jumps the crowd. Why is this funny? This is brilliant news. This is brilliant news. Jumps the crowd, attacks Trevor Murdoch. What time is it? It's 10 past 10. It's Mike Knox o'clock, baby. Mike Knox at NWA.
It's SmackDown versus Raw Simulator 2008, isn't it?
This is what happens when you leave it on automatic for about a year. You get Trevor Murdoch versus Mike Knox for the WWE title. It's amazing.
Good for, you know what?
Amazing.
I don't want to take the piss too much. I mean, I'm going to. It's Mike Knox. Trevor Murdoch is somebody that nobody took especially seriously, let's face it. He went to NWA and he did unbelievable things, and he's actually, he's my favourite in that promotion. I think he's awesome. I think he's absolutely class, and I think he's a worthy champion. So let's see if Mike Knox can do the same.
Good luck. You guys say it, bless you. If you're one of those that hasn't really sampled much of what NWA has been doing lately, and maybe you're an older wrestling fan, stop it. Trevor Murdoch versus Nick Aldis at NWA 73. The best way I can describe it is it's like an old sort of 2000s Attitude Era title match. Like in terms of the way it's structured and put together, and if that was your era, I think you'll really love what they did there. And I think I'm always espousing love for NWA power.
Now that Mike Knox is there, you've got no reason.
No reason to not to.
To be honest, so do go and check Mike Knox out on NWA.
ECW legend Mike Knox. And speaking of ECW legends of the same era, find Alan Moore. I can't say that with a straight face, bless him. It's the Halloween week. So when we speak about WWE legends of a spooky variety, who are we thinking about? That's
Owen
right.
R. Shyster.
IRS.
Terrifying.
The Boogeyman apparently has been contacted by WWE, according to The Observer, for some Halloween-related things.
So he'll be on SmackDown. He'll be on SmackDown and he'll do a backstage shit. What about
Halloween Havoc?
Oh yeah, I forgot about Halloween Havoc.
Tomorrow.
Yeah,
Halloween Havoc.
Go on,
Boogeyman in there. Boogeyman versus Chucky. Do it, you cowards.
Why the hell not? Are you a fan?
Do you know what? He's never going to win Wrestler of the Year. Ever, even in the height of his popularity. Funky character. My favourite moment was, I think it might have been either last Halloween or the year before, where they had like a live stream of the Boogeyman for Halloween.
Oh, yeah,
and it starts with him like laughing for like half an hour, going, but it's like 6 hours long, and then you skip forward. It's just him talking about crisps. He hasn't got the live stream staying power of an Adam Pacitti. I'm just saying. It's online somewhere. Eat more worms on stream, please. Thank you. Don't do that. Thank you. More news as we get it across the day at cultaholic.com and at youtube.com/cultaholic. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.